People talk about main character syndrome like it's a bad thing, but it's actually the most powerful mindset you can have, especially when it comes to branding. Let's get into it. So, when you hear about main character syndrome, you you think about people who are narcissists. They only care about themselves. The entire universe and world revolves around them. Everyone in the world was created just to serve them. We're all basically NPCs, and they are the main character in the movie, in the game, and it's all about them. When they hear a situation that doesn't involve them at all, they put themselves right in the middle of it. When you're telling them about whatever you're going through and whatever your problem is, they then make it about themselves and and their problems, and they're not even talking about what you're going through because they don't even care for it. And when you talk about your wins and what you just accomplished, then they have to try to one up you, right? So main character syndrome is typically describing those people, and those are actually bad people. So yeah, so let's address that. They are bad people, but it's more than just that. So I want to reframe the entire concept of main character syndrome and how it can actually benefit you on a personal and professional level. One of the things that's been powerful for me throughout my life has been thinking about life as a movie, like a movie, right? Like, so just so you know, I was born in Jamaica, and a big part of Jamaican culture, especially when I was a kid, for whatever reason, was watching kung fu movies. I shouldn't say for whatever reason, because Jamaica has a very big Chinese population. Actually, my great grandfather is a Chinese dude from Cuba, but yeah, that's an entire other story. But we used to watch a lot of kung fu movies, and the thing about kung fu movies is there's the warrior, there's the main character who has to train and get beat up and lose a bunch of fights, and his sensei, his master, his whatever is gonna beat him up, but he's trying to make him the best version of himself. And then he's got the training montage where he's doing the push-ups and the sit-ups, and he's practicing his punches and his kicks and all that. And then eventually he's going to fight the big boss and he wins, right? But that's how I kind of always looked at my life. Like, all right, I'm the main guy in the movie. I've gotta learn some lessons. I've got to train. I've got to practice. I've got to get better. And then I've also got to go out there and beat the big boss, slay the dragons, get the girl, drive the cars, whatever it is. Like, I'm the main character in the movie. And that's how people should think about themselves. Now, it doesn't mean that you're better than anybody and whatever else. You're the main character in your movie, and other people are the main characters in their movie. And while you're the star of your own movie, you're the co-star in other people's movies. But we'll kind of get some more into that later. But when you're the main character of the movie, like, you are intentional, you're focused, you're aware, you're locked in, right? Like you got to think about, what is my journey? What am I learning from this? And how can I make my movie the best movie possible? How can you begin doing that? So the thing you got to think about is that you're not just the main character of your movie, you're also the writer of your movie. Right? So what is the story that you're trying to tell? You're trying to tell your own story. And to you, your story is it's whatever to you, because that's your everyday life. But to other people, it's incredibly interesting. You just have no idea how to tell that story, how to get it across. When you watch movies online, when you see Spider-Man's Peter Parker, he's a nerd, he's broke, he's awkward, but then he gets bitten by that spider, and now he's strong, he's impenetrable. He can climb on walls, and he's flying through the city on the webs, and he becomes that guy, and he's saving people, and he goes through a lot of stuff. He goes through trials and tribulations, and he gets beat up, and you lose Uncle Ben, and and all those things. But with great power comes great responsibility, and that's one of the lessons that you want to definitely think about as a personal brand. Is like, all right, you don't just want to build your personal brand. What are you going to actually do with it? How are you going to write your story and tell your story? And the good thing about it is that your story isn't done yet, but the beginning of your story has already happened, but you're in the middle of it, and you can write the rest of it, right? So that's the first thing. So you're the main character, but you're also the writer of the movie as well, right? And not just that, you're not just a writer, and the main character. You're the director. So how does your movie look? How does it feel? What is the tone? What is the genre of your movie, right? How do you want people to experience your movie and you as the main character? Why do you want them to root for you? Like, right, what are the motivations? How are they connecting with you, right? These are the things that you have to think about. Like, what are the shots? What is your shot list? You know, like, what is your location? So, for instance, you can look at my background right now. My background is very deliberate, right? I created the entire set. I'm shooting right now. I'm directing, but my background can kind of tell you a bit of my story because I've set the scene. Right? I've done a bit of world building and crafting, so you can kind of learn a bit about me. Even if I'm not saying anything, you can pause this video and look around the frame of the video and learn a bit about me and see who I am. So that's how you direct it and you set the scene, and that's what we're talking about. Also, you're the stylist, right? You're the stylist and you're doing the soundtrack. You gotta be Hans Zimmer. So how are you dressing? How are you presenting yourself? What do you wanna look like? Do you wanna be fancy and luxurious, and is that the vibe? Are you chill? Are you toned down? Are you like, like, what is the vibe that you want to present to you? How do you want them to relate to you? How do you want them to see you and perceive you? And what kind of music are you, if you're a musician, what kind of music do you make? What kind of music do you have on your videos? What kind of music do you put on your stories? Like, all these things help craft a narrative when people come across you when they experience you. And that's why it's important to think about yourself as the main character, right? So that's what it's about. Think about your brand voice. What is it saying? Is it funny? Is it comical? Is it jokey? Is it serious? Is it philosophical? Is it pensive? Are you a villain? Are you just trolling? Are you rage baiting? Are you a mix of all three? Like, what is the voice that you want to have for your brand, for your movie as the main character? What do the visuals look like? What does your logo look like? What does your website look like? What does your social media, your profile photo and your banners look like? What do your videos, your YouTube videos look like? How do all these things uniform? Is your style consistent visually across everywhere that people will see you, right? Does your brand look one way on Twitter, on Instagram, and look the same way on your website and on LinkedIn and on YouTube? Like, all these things have to make sense because you need to make sure that you're crafting and you're very conscious of the image that you're presenting and the visuals that you're giving people, because that's also part of telling the story. One person that I think about whose story is very resonant with me is The Rock. Now, The Rock is obviously a main character in a variety of movies, but even if he wasn't, you know The Rock's story. His dad was a legendary wrestler. He learned from him. We see pictures of The Rock when he was a little kid, and then he became a wrestler himself. He also wanted to play football and go to the NFL. The NFL didn't work out. He was wrestling. He was broke, but he stayed focused on being a wrestler. I think the name of his production company is $7 because he only had $7. Hopefully I got that right. I'll double check and put it in here if I did not correct it on the screen or something. But I think his production company is called $7 Productions because he had $7 in his wallet at the time he was broke. But look at where he is now. Legendary wrestler, incredible movie star, a part of some of the biggest franchises in the world. But you know his personal story, and he focused on himself and made himself the main character in his movie. When you think about Conor McGregor, dude from Ireland, skinny dude, wanting to fight, nobody believing that an Irish guy can be a champion in the UFC. And what does he do? He does exactly that multiple times, multi-millionaire, and he used his personal brand, and now he's in movies. He's got his own liquor brand. Like, he took his own story and parlayed that into a variety of opportunities and businesses. And that's what I want to do for you. That's what I want to help you do. So if you need help with any of your branding, your marketing, your promotion, your visuals, you just need some strategy and some clarity on where you're trying to go, listen, hit my website. The link is in the description. Make sure you check that out. And if you haven't already, make sure you watch my other video basically explaining and introducing who I am, why you should even care about what I'm talking about, my experience and that whole thing. So make sure you check that out next as well. And listen, my goal is to get to 500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a like. That'll definitely help me on the algorithm as well. And yeah, man, catch you guys later. Make sure you check the link in the description. If you want to work with me, you want to jump on a call, let's make it happen. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.